these are just some things we've learned. Some things to get the ball rolling for us. Like I said, we've been trying for a long time. The first thing that we've realized is it just really has to start with our team attitude and perception of 5S. For the longest time, it started with Galen and I having to wrap our mind around it. And then for the longest time, it was trying to help our team wrap our mind around it. A lot of comments we were making is, well, we're a farm. How clean can you be on a farm? We're just a farm was a lot of the comments we had. And I came from a farming background, and I'll tell you, I have a hard time going back to the farm, my family farm, because it's a mess, And as in general kind of farm, you've got old tractor equipment everywhere and dirty and dusty, and that's just kind of the perception of a farm. So that was the first thing we really had to tackle. I don't have time for this stupid 5S stuff. That was really an attitude that we had on our team, and we've just had to tackle that head on and just change that perception on our team that, listen, we are us. We're not just a normal farm. We're us. 5S is something we do. It's part of what we do, and we don't have time not to do 5S. So that was the first kind of thing. Another thing is we kind of limped along for a long time saying, hey, we need to do it, until we said by December 31st, every area on the farm needs to be level 3. Until we created that standard, it really didn't get started. And then we really had to just say, listen, 5S is something we're doing on the farm. If it doesn't really fit you've got to find somewhere else, because this is what we're doing. And that just really, I guess, gave the standard to what we're doing. That this is important, this is serious, this is something we want to do. And I think at first most people, if not all people on our farm, just kind of said, well, all right, well, I want to be here, so I guess I'll do 5S. But it's just in the little bit that we've been doing, it's been interesting to see the perceptions on the last one. I'll talk about that one in a minute, but how those perceptions have changed from the different people. But the next one, a really hard thing to wrap our mind around, I think it's probably one of the hardest things about the 5S system, is that it's not a cleaning program. I think for the longest time we were just trying to make a cleaning program to keep things clean. And it's not a cleaning program by any means. It does keep things clean, but it's just much more than that. And the more we spend time on the process to keep it clean, the process to keep things flowing, the more we spend time on those areas, the better things flow over time. And that's been a hard thing. And I think we're still trying to figure that out in a lot of ways. It's not go into your area and clean it every once in a while, but it's create something that keeps it always clean. But and then the last one, like I said, it's been interesting. Once we started getting some traction and our team started seeing it, I think they've started believing in it. You kind of have to experience it to catch the vision. There's been comments from our team members, even outside the farm, running into people at the stores that have kind of got back to me and different things. And it just leads me to believe our team has seen the potential that comes along with 5S. If any of you have been to the farm before and known that the coverall is an area we avoided at all costs, this was our farming graveyard. Here, it's where everything ended up. We got to a point where we couldn't even really get the tractor in at different times, depending on how much feed we had. Now we can almost do a figure 8 with the tractor. It's been shocking how much room is actually in this coverall once we got everything out of it. This is the same picture. This is a before and an after. This area is the area that basically houses most, if not all, or majority of the items that we need to find really quick. There's times when we're milking, and while we're milking, we have to run in and grab something and run back out, even while the milkers are on. Or there's different times we come in to get supplies. So it's just an area that we need to find something really quick. Before, we just assumed just put it somewhere else, or buy more and not even go through this, or never find it, or it'd take us half hour plus. This is a little bit older picture, but we have some more shelving in there now, and everything's labeled. But you can go in and find what you need very quickly. The frustration level here was super high, especially by me and everyone else on the team. Just super frustrated. It just, I don't think we even realized how frustrating it was until you walk into this room and realize, gosh, that's just really nice. And our suppliers can come in now and they see what we have, what we're missing, and can make suggestions or just fill it right there. Our team is really focused very strongly on the milking barn. We have a checkoff sheet after every milking shift of the different things we need to do when we're done. This is where all the magic happens at the farm, basically. The idea here is to create an environment where at any time, if a milker walks in to come and milk their shift, they know what is required in keeping our milk clean just by the filling of it. The farm lives and dies by clean milk. We've knock on wood, we're almost a year now without not passing a test. I think it's largely due to the perception we have here in the barn and the standard that's been created. Another area that really needed help that we've worked on is our shipping system. It used to just get mixed up somehow. So we've color coded everything. When I stage here, you can see Sugared House is orange, and then everything's stacked. There's red lines down separating everything. If it gets mixed up in the truck, it's obvious where it goes because it's all color coordinated. And then it's all onto our shipping paper also, what store orders, what we actually sent, just to keep that going. One copy goes to Chris, one stays at the store, just to keep that paper trail. I think this has helped a lot of frustrations in the whole system with some of this. Forklift used to be parked all over the place on that cement pad, and we were always moving around because it's always in the way. It's interesting, as soon as we put that square, for the most part, it's always there. Pallets used to end up all over on that cement pad too. We put the red line there, and it's just obvious where they go now. Tool room used to be an absolute disaster. When we very first pulled everything out of the tool room, we had just a heaping pile of all kinds of stuff that came out of there. And our goal in the tool room is to find what you need in 30 seconds, and we've put it to the test a few times, and it's worked. This is Alex's area. He has a sheet on the door. Every time you take a tool out, you just write the tool, and when you bring it back, you check it off. Just so if it comes missing, we kind of know who had it last, and they can brainstorm where they may have left it. Calf area, we put in on the one side the coverall, and the team works really hard keeping the sawdust, keeping the area clean, keeping calves healthy. Our calf process is a very complex, difficult process that we're constantly working on. Still a lot of work to go, but I think we've experienced less death loss in the process and keeping that clean and flowing. See our manger here. There's loss that has happened because of process that goes with this, with our TMR and the mangers and pushing up feed. It's a really big component of the farm. Basically allowing us to double production with keeping the same amount of cows on the same feed comes all from the efficiencies gained in this system and keeping these bunks cleaned up and pushed up, and it's a big process that pays big dividends on that.